Good Wednesday morning. My name is Kevin. I'm a Colts fan. I like talking about football, Colts, Pacers. Um, just really a sports fan. I'm doing this to talk about sports. I'm not gonna call this a podcast. I'm not gonna call this a video show. Just my own personal YouTube channel. Just me talking about Colts games at the moment. I'm just a fan of the game, football and basketball, life in general. So I'm gonna start this week off by saying today is September 16th. It's Wednesday. I'm highly disappointed in the Colts this week. Highly. We should have won this game. Like, this is a win that I expected us to win. I expected us to get our first home win. Well, not home. Our first opening game road win in a long time. First opening game win since 2013. Man, it just didn't happen. It didn't go through. I blame a lot of it on I'm not gonna say coaching, but I blame a lot of it on coaching. What I mean by coaching, I don't blame Frank Reich. I blame our defensive coordinator. Man, I'm tired of this freaking Tampa 2 scheme, man. It seemed like every year going back to Jim Caldwell, this Tampa 2 team, man, this Tampa 2 scheme, it seems like it burns us every time. And just looking back at the Pagano era, that's one thing I can say is that I am proud of is our defense was more aggressive. It wasn't like these teams had these easy 5-yard slant routes that they could just hit over and over and over. Just these, I just say a slant route, but just these short routes, short to intermediate routes. And it's evidenced because Gardner Minshew went 19 and 20 for 173 yards. So it's not like he was averaging a lot. It's not like he went 19 and 20 and had like 250 yards or 300 yards passing. No, this man went 19 of 20 for 173 yards. He dinked and ducked the entire way for 3 touchdowns. Dinking and dunking. And to me, that's inexcusable. As we need more aggression. I don't mind if they want to play the cover two scheme, cover 2 zone. I don't mind that. But at what point will they just say, hey, let's press? Let's just press them at the line of scrimmage. Disrupt them. Give our defensive line more time to get back there. Because if he can come back and if he can guard, any opposing quarterback can just step back and do a simple 3-step drop back and pass the ball, and it's going to be completed like that. Come on now. I'm not even saying Gardner Minshew is a terrible quarterback because at this point he's still young. We really don't know much about him, but he's been lighting the Colts up. His past 2 games, he lit the Colts up. Phillip Rivers. The 2 picks are bad, but he had a pretty decent day. And Phillip Rivers to me I look at him and I look at Frank Reich as gamblers, and that's what Phillip Rivers is. He's just a gambler, so I expect him to throw picks. But the 3 for 1 touchdown, he had a good game. I'm not gonna put this loss squarely on him. Yeah, he understood those 2 picks was bad decision making plays. So because honestly, if we would have won the game, those 2 picks would have been disregarded. Leading rusher was Naheem Hines with 7 carries for 28 yards. That just shows that once we lost Marlon Mack, the game changed. But honestly, I find it messed up my prediction. I had the Colts winning this game for finishing out the season with a 12-4 record. So I'm gonna adjust my picks. I'm just gonna adjust one other pick, and I have the Colts winning next week. But just looking at this game, And I'll be honest, I didn't see the first quarter. I missed because I had technical difficulties. I missed the first quarter. But just looking at this game, I see a lot of bright spots. Yes, we lost, but Colts put up 20 points. Oh, I just look at the defense. The defense, we gave up 14 points in the second quarter and 10 points in the fourth quarter. If we could have got at least one stop. What I mean by stop, I shouldn't even say a stop. Let me just clarify. If he could have went 19 to 25, 19 of just say 23, that could have changed. Them 3 or 4 more incompletions could have changed the game a lot. So I really expect to see more aggression out of a defensive coordinator next game, and it's been this way ever since, for the past this is his third season now. It's been that way for the past 2 years in one game. And to my knowledge, except for the Kansas City game, it's just been this freaking soft cover 2 zone. And I'm playing Madden. I'm a fan of the cover 2 zone of playing Madden. That's great. Playing video games, that's great. But when the game is actually being played and you're talking about pros, professionals, you can't just sit in that zone all day. You got to at least play the press man, or even just on the zone, press them. But I find a lot of bright spots. I do expect to see more out of JT, Jonathan Taylor. I do expect to see more out of him. I do expect more out of T.Y. Hilton this coming week. But I guess the bright spot is our offense was actually clicking. And this is where I think the lack of preseason hurts. Now we're going to see it in the first few weeks of the season. Our offensive line, as far as the running game really wasn't there. But I think that was just because it's just the offensive line that's a group effort. Like, I know offense is a group, but the offensive line, that's a group effort. All 5 guys have to work together to control the line of scrimmage, and that's where I see the lack of preseason. That's where it's really evident at. Now, to me, this is why I'm happy I'm recording this on a Wednesday morning. It's 6:49 a.m. I'm happy because at first I was going to come in here and just talk about. First, I made a post on Twitter about just we can't have an aggressive QB and an aggressive head coach. That could lead to disaster. But now, as I had time to think about it, I like the fact that Frank Wright went for it on 4th and 1. At first, I was, oh man, kick the field goal. But you know what? I'm a firm believer that the Colts have a top 3 offensive line. Depending on the game, depending on the week or the quarter of the season, they could have the best offensive line in the NFL. So I'm not mad. At first, I was, but I'm just a fan. I'm just a fan of the game. At first, I wasn't mad. At first, I was mad, but now I kind of calmed down. And you know what? He made the right decision. You was up 7-0 in the red zone. Ball 4th and 1. Got the best offensive line. You putting the trust in your players. So I'm actually not mad. Now say I just brought up the Madden analogy. Now if I was playing Madden and I'm like, I hate to lose, I would have probably went for it also. And then it might take a few weeks for a running game to actually become a potent. Might take us a while to have a potent rushing attack. But damn, it sucks that we lost Marlon Mack. because he was going to have a year this year. Him and his, I hate to bring up the contract, but it was his contract year. He was going to give us some yards. He was going to give us a few good games. Like, when I say good games, I mean at least 150 yards rushing games. But damn, that really sucks. So I expect Jonathan Taylor and also Naheem Hines. I expect them to have, and also Jordan Wilkins. I expect them to be a great unit because once again, we still will have a top 3 offensive line. The passing game, that was really evident. It was kind of crazy that Paris Campbell had more, was on the field a couple more plays than T.Y. Hilton. But I expect that over the course of a 16-game season, I expect that's going to change. T.Y. with them two huge drops. The third down play? That was a drop. To me, that was a drop. But the 4th down play, I give all credit to the defensive back, Jacksonville defensive back. He just made a hell of a play because T.Y. had that ball, but he just ripped it out at the end. But going into next week against the Minnesota Vikings, going into next week, I really expect us to win the game. And the only reason I say that is because I think the Colts is going to have a bounce back performance. This is the one that they let go away. Like, they had this game going into the 4th quarter. They had this game. So I just think this is going to be one that they're going to regret losing. So they're going to next week, they're going to just play a hell of a game next week. If the Colts go 0-2, if the Colts go 0-2, and let's just say same situation, Kirk Cousins, he's probably going to pass more than 20 times. So let's just say Kirk Cousins is something like 24, 27, 24, 28, and he continued, these little slant routes, curl routes, out routes, or just these quick tosses. We might have to make a change on the defensive side. And I'm talking about the coordinator. And if it's not the coordinator, do we trade a pick for a corner? Do we trade? Because you see how last year when Pittsburgh traded for Minkah Fitzpatrick, that changed their defense. Now, could the Colts do the same thing? I know they say on the offensive side, we need a tight end more. But no, we need to shore up our defense. So can we get a better corner? But I truly cannot place blame on the corners if it's a scheme issue, and I believe it's a scheme issue. Like, this is crazy. Like, that's maddening to me. Like, it is. It's just so crazy seeing these quick passes completed, and it's a DB like not in sight. And I mean not in sight. Clearly we could see them on the screen. But it's like they're 3 yards away, 4 yards away, 5 yards away. Or I hate seeing, them lined up and the cornerbacks is like 7 yards off the receiver. Damn, that's crazy. This is the NFL. Freaking Drew Brees and I forgot his name, Michael Thompson. He broke Marvin Harrison's record because he's slant routes. Like, this is crazy. Come on now. Come on, we got to do something. We got to get more aggressive. We got to get more aggressive on the defensive side of the ball. 40 takeaways. Man, how it looks right now, you'll be lucky to have 20. So come on now. The missed kick by Rodrigo. No. Yeah. Rodrigo Blankenship. Let's see. It's all these Hot Rod, whatever his name is. Oh, I dropped something. That is what I would say. Unfortunate. Do I expect him to get better over the year? I hope so. I don't expect him to miss 30-yarders like that. But It's hope, y'all. It's hope for the Colts. It's hope. I'm saying the talent's there. Phillip Rivers, a lot of people are not excited on him. We don't need him to be a top 10 quarterback. We need him to be a top 12 quarterback. Top 15. Though that's if our defense can hold up. That's if our running game can hold up. If the Colts can average, and this is saying a lot, 250 to 300 yards passing the game with 150 rushing yards a game, I don't see anybody stopping us. I really don't. But if our defense can't stop anybody, then it's going to be a huge issue. But that's all I got to say on this matter. So it's all, like I said, it's back to Minnesota. It's a home game. Let's have the crowd, 2,500. They're going to be really pumping. They're going to be really hype. Hopefully Indianapolis, come on, can y'all change that number to at least 5,000, 10,000? It's a 65,000 seat stadium. We need more fans in the stands. But let's get our home win. Let's even up the record to 1-1. And if we can do that, and then build on momentum. Let's build on momentum. We can finish the season off. Week 1 Mondays, overreaction Monday, and how the game is played is not played. It's played 1 week at a time, but it's not a one. It's not like the college where that one loss can mess up your entire season. So we have 15 more games. Like hopefully, and then with the division, Jacksonville's 1-0, the Titans 1-0, Houston and the Colts is 0-1. What sucks is though, the Colts 0-1 is against a divisional opponent. But if we can win out the rest of our division, or just drop one more game in the division and end up going 4-2 in the division, that's not too bad. I can see us probably winning the division that way. But we have this, fans out there, Colts fans out there, Colts fans everywhere. Let's not be too down on Phillip. Let's not be too down on Frank Wright. I would say this game was an indictment on the defense and the changes that need to be made. Hopefully that they make those changes before it's too late. Because right now, in the words of the great Tony Dungy, the defense, I won't say looks soft, but our pass coverage was S-O-F-T, soft. But y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. And hopefully we have a great year this year. Over.